Welcome to the Benz Nightshow. It is now the 22nd of January 2021 and it is our episode number 68. Now first, apologies kagabi magkaigsunan the other night naputol ta kay guba ko internet. Last night wa ko kibaw nga naputol akong streaming in the last 15 minutes, so nagyaw-yaw ko last night and I was not streaming. I didn't know that, so nausik akong laway last night. By the way, last night was 21st, diba? So yesterday was the 21st day of the first month of the 21st year of the 21st century, because we're now in century 21st century, and 2021 is the 21st year, supposedly if you exclude a zero, 21st year of the 21st century, and the first month yesterday January, and 21st day of the first month. And then wa ko katiwas, wa ko kibaw nga for the last 15 minutes nagsi ko yaw-yaw nga wa para ba dayon ako makuan nya maro pati importante kung yaw-yaw paita. Okay, so nari dayon ta sa kuan atong weather full screen para maklaro to. So it's 26 degrees Celsius with only 5% chance of rain until 11 p.m. and so ito sa hourly forecast. Hourly forecast na to, it is 26 degrees Celsius, and then from 11 p.m. 26 degrees Celsius all the way to 1 a.m. tonight midnight. By 1 a.m. it will be cooler by 1 degree, starting 1 a.m. up to 6 a.m. 25 degrees Celsius, and there's only 15% chance of rainfall tonight. Okay. As usual, atong world time, it's now 10:50 Philippine time, but it's 9:50 New York time. It is 6:50 a.m. Los Angeles time. It is 2:50 p.m. London time, and of course 11:50 p.m. Tokyo time. We're not talking about by 1 hour. And now na to itong chat room na nabay ni join ninyo. Si Engineer Hilario Escudero, namino niya to ron. Si Irene Vilbar, si Felipe Menyoza, o si Los Viminda Gabutan. Salamat sa pagkikuban. Idrit sa tas itong updates sa Johns Hopkins University. Johns Hopkins. There. Okay. There. Oops. Okay. Yes. Right, so as usual, ato ng drawingan para pakita na ito itong techniques, online education techniques. Ato ng drawingan dali ko arrow. Drawingan sa ito arrow. Right, so Okay. So, atong cases, grabe. Ay, 96 mo ito gapon. Karon 97,629,138 cases. Alright? 97,629,138. Okay, good. Okay, off na to rin. Lines on. So, okay, so 97,629,138. So we're just short of around 300,000 to be at 98 million cases worldwide 1 year into the global pandemic. And the deaths, 2,093,948. Of course, in the United States mo na po na 400,000 ni sa US. So, in your mind, round off, we have about 98 million cases and 2 million deaths. That's the round off there. So, in the United States, 24,633,805. Mutana ko ninyo. Yan yung 24,633,805 in the United States. Na hospital na sila. Not necessarily na hospital. Pero ino na to, ang tungaan ni hospital, that's 12 million hospital. What a waste! What a waste of resources. Medical resources, sources of the government, resources of the entire economy. And the deaths, 410,383. Asa man ang lungon ani? Saan nagkag 500,000, 400,000 nga lungon? Ang uban ni ko, wa pa kuno na gikuan na wa pa na pas morgue. Ang morgue na di naman sus morgue, nag-hire sila og freezer para sa karne, di na lang isod. Nag-hire sila freezer para sa karne, di na lang isod. Okay, so asa may iring na to, doon iring na to. Alright, 410,283 deaths in the United States. Unthinkable, unforgivable, unfathomable, abysmal, egregious. Grabe. Pulot na akong syllables. Vocabulary. The Philippines. Also, wrong COVID policy. 509,887. We're already 500,000 mark. 1 year to the pandemic. Deaths in the Philippines, 10,136. Cut that one, 10,136. Hong Kong, 164. Copy. Japan, cases in Japan, 354,057 cases. Now, remember, sa Japan, na sila massive testing. Philippines po mo tayo massive testing. Kadung din mo na yung test na to. Testing nga rin kayo naka-symptoms. So, kato mga asymptomatic, wait, testing. So, grabe pa ng uban na test na to. So, Japan, 354,057 because they do a lot of testing. And deaths in Japan, 4,000. Deaths in Japan, 4,883. 4,800. Let's go to South Korea. South Korea, 74,262 cases. 74,262 cases and only 1,328 tests. Philippines, 10,000 na. Yeah, ang South Korea, wa man na masira sa ilang mass transportation. Singapore. So, Singapore may nucleo, okay? 59,250 cases. 59,250 cases. Deaths in Singapore, still only 29. Then let's go to Taiwan. Layo pa Taiwan. Taiwan. Taiwan, 870 cases only. 870 cases only, and only 7 deaths in Taiwan. Only 7 deaths in Taiwan. Kung taas pa lagi na siya population density, mo na kung number 1 sa pagkuan, no? Number 1 sa pag manage sa COVID-19. Pero narito sa Hong Kong, because of the population density of Hong Kong, just 98,200 people per square kilometer. Let's clear your screen. Let's zoom it up. Shanghai, North Dakota, Hong Kong. Okay. So, ang Hong Kong cases na to is only 9,797 cases. 9,797 cases. That's in the Hong Kong, only 166 cases. In Philippines, 10,179 or something. That's Hong Kong, only 166. Parang naras tumoy sa ato. Cases 9,797. And despite the fact that Hong Kong does a lot of testing. So, pero kani payawan na sila nagsaka ang cases, so they're going to isolate some of the dili tanan. Remember, ang lockdown sa Hong Kong, di pares lockdown sa ato. Ang quality sa lockdown. Right, so muna itong update sa Johns Hopkins University, and let's go to the chat room. What's number sa chat room? Okay, your screen. Si Ilas Women Dagabutan, si Marian Baya, o si Susan Alin Sunurin. Kanang Alin Sunurin, kanang grade 1 native di kayo daw. Wala bastardized sa Spanish. So, maganda mga nindot na to na apelido. Okay. Sorry kayo na start na gabiin ha. Dow Jones na to kayong sunod, nag-open naman sila. Ano to, nag-open na ba? Dow Jones. Dapat nag-open ang market. Fresh. Okay, nag-open na. Okay, the market is open now and it's moving. Every 10 seconds will change. So that's the 0.52. Remember that one, that's 0.52. Now it's 0.03. Nagsaka. This is the first full day of the Biden administration. Nagsaka sila, that's 0.29. Nagsaka 31,016, no? 0.29. Ang previous close was 31,176. Pero ka rin marag malupigan niya. Open. 10 a.m. Mapapag-open 1 hour ago. So, dito sa ubos, tanawin mo na graph na chart. Live na chart. Okay, see, makita nyo ang number nag-change. Tanawa, 0.96. Tanawa, after 10 seconds, unsa na siya? 0.91. Already 10 seconds, 3 seconds na. Then, okay, 0.41. So, marami nag-change every second, no? Every 3 seconds. Right, so, say updates ron. O, ang gold is now 1,842.7. Look at the charts. Nagubos ang price gold, pero recover na siya. Brent crude oil, it's now at $55.14 per barrel. $55.14 per barrel. And foreign exchange sa Pilipinas makaingsunan. Yeah, di kapasag maayo ani kay. Okay, diba? Ano mission saka? Okay. Okay, so 48.04 in the dollar. The British pound is full screen na tabi. British pound is 65.99 and Saudi Arabian Real is 12.809. The euro is 58.45. The Hong Kong dollar is 6.19. Okay, kita. Ug ang headlines. Makita niyo headlines mo guys, usab na siya as the headlines changing. So Dow futures skid over 200 points as focus on COVID lockdown measures heat up ang futures na sa Dow. Dili lang actual Dow. Futures, it means 1 month after. There's another sign that markets have gone nuts and everyone is chasing everything. Yeah. Chasing everything. ITSE and 6 other stocks that should be winners this year sa US na. O ang salang bayan, ang Johnson & Johnson aims for 100 million vaccine doses by spring. And the stock market is counting on it. Silang buying stocks lower at the open on renewed lockdown pessimism. Pero parang ako musaka na sa close or sa close. Global stocks dragged south by COVID-19 and stimulus worries. Global stocks, that means stock exchanges around the world dragged south. That means paubos, no? North up, paubos south. Ano siya? Mga euphemisms. Ilang. Okay, so ngari kita sa mga news ba kaigsunan. Matod pa ni Biden, wearing a mask is a
This
patriotic
Alabama
act
couple drove to Georgia for the vaccine.
They knew that we were coming from out of state, and they said that that was fine.
New York City
Argentina's
postponing
president
23,000 vaccine appointments this week,
Russia's
warning its
Sputnik
supply
5
will be
vaccine.
exhausted by tomorrow.
You will see a constant pattern of basically running out,
Rio
waiting
de
for the next
Janeiro
week's allocation,
mayor
and then starting up
postpones
again.
Carnival
It's not just
again.
supply issues.
Many of our seniors don't drive. many of our seniors can't access these sites just because they don't know how to navigate these online applications.
The reality, even with 1 million shots a day, it would take more than a year to fully vaccinate every adult in the U.S.
We have to get those other vaccines up, and as soon as possible.
Johnson & Johnson could apply for emergency use authorization in the next 2 weeks, and vaccine confidence is growing. According to a new CNN poll, 2/3 now say they'll try to get one, up from 51% in October. While they wait, Wisconsin and Alabama among the states extending mask mandates.
Quite frankly, we've run out of ways to
Sa laing bayan, ang
underscore the
ZEC
importance of
Parliament
taking
extends the
this
state of
virus
emergency.
seriously.
Today
until
marks 1 year since the first case of coronavirus was confirmed in the U.S. Since then, the nation has logged well over 24 million. Hospitalizations averaging more than 125,000 over the past week and more than 400,000 deaths. The CDC projecting another 100,000 could be added by mid-February.
Take it into your heart that it's not just about you, not to be selfish.
There are some bright spots. The U.S. positivity rate below 10% for the first time since November. Average new cases in the past week down in 43 states, only Virginia seeing a rise. Though experts caution this sea of green may not last as new variants spread.
If you have a virus that is more transmissible, you're going to get more cases. When you get more cases, you're going to get more hospitalizations. And when you get more hospitalizations, you're ultimately going to get more deaths.
Border restrictions as coronavirus cases surge, especially sa variante kasi UK, the B117.
So is New York City out of vaccines?
Aaron, we're almost out. I'll tell you something. I mean, we are now vaccinating at the highest rate we've been at ever, 45,000 people on Monday. But we're running out of vaccine, and we're not getting any assurance of major new shipments. I could be opening a 24/7 vaccine site at Citi Field, where the Mets play, at Yankee Stadium. I want to be all over the 5 boroughs with major sites, and I can't open them because I'm not getting a major new supply. This is the fundamental problem right now all over the country, but we're feeling it because, as one of your guests said, the places that can do it fastest really need to get the ball quickly. We need the supply because we can get it into arms, but it's just not there for us.
Okay, so I understand that, but on the website today, the city website, it says that you have had more than 1 million doses delivered to New York City, but only 539,000 have been administered. So that gap would seem to be not an issue with supply. Could you explain exactly what's happening with those numbers?
Yeah, we've got a lot of appointments that are scheduled this week and next week that are going to use up everything we have. There are separate programs under those numbers for nursing homes run by the federal government. The bottom line is supply is not even close to keeping up with demand. Last week, we did over 220,000 vaccinations. That's more people in New York City in 1 week than the entire population of Salt Lake City. It's going faster and faster. There's just no supply to keep up with it.
Okay, so I understand then what you're saying. You're talking about it's allocated. Okay, so then who do you blame the most for not having the supply you need? Is it the federal government or is it the governor of New York? I mean, Andrew Cuomo allocates, and he says, I'm going to allocate to regions that are getting their vaccines out faster. And obviously, looking at your gap, New York City's rate, he points out, is lower than others in the region. So is he the one not giving you the supply?
No, look, Aaron, New York City, if the rate we are going, we're planning on 300,000 vaccinations this week alone, we will use up everything we have in no time. So that's not the question here. The problem is the federal government in the previous administration didn't use the Defense Production Act, didn't really force the hand of the entire pharmaceutical industry and all the supply chain to make this a true national priority with maximum involvement from the military. And one more thing, they saddled us with rules that stop us from using those second doses. Right now, they're sitting, we have second doses sitting in reserve, waiting weeks until they can be used. Those should be freed up right now to go into the arms of senior citizens who are living in fear. Let's turn those second doses into first doses right now, and then backfill with more supply in the coming weeks.
Okay, so you're not frustrated at all with the governor of New York when he says your rate is so much lower than anywhere else in the state. You're saying this is a federal issue.
It's unquestionably the number one
Now,
problem is federal, and
matupad sa
what I
CDC,
say is it's clear
in
from the
exceptional
sheer
situations,
strength of our effort
it's
now. We
okay
did
to
45,000
mix
people
and
on
match
Monday, and that number's growing. New York City's going to run through everything we
vaccines
have in a
in
matter of days.
exceptional
We need
situations.
resupply. That's
Now,
the clearest statement it
the
could be to the
authorized
state, to the federal government, to the manufacturers.
COVID-19 vaccines,
Get
which is
the
Moderna and
vaccine where it
Pfizer,
can be put into
are
arms
not
urgently. That's what we're doing.
interchangeable, but it may be acceptable to get one dose of each in order to complete the 2
January
doses.
2020.
Pareham sila
At Providence
marinig.
Regional Medical Center just
Sa
outside of
Laybayin, ang
Seattle,
American
George
Medical
Diaz
Association
was about to become the
uploads
first
Biden
doctor to care for a
administration
COVID-19 patient
for
in the United States.
desperately
He and his
needed
team had already been running disaster
COVID-19
drills,
strategy.
anticipating the worst. Remember,
Sa Laybayin,
even though the
New
official
York
word out
City,
of China
dili
was
ang
that it was
state,
unclear
not New
if the
York State,
coronavirus
but
was
New York
spreading
City.
from human to human,
New York City,
we were also
as
seeing these incredible
COVID-19
and terrifying
vaccines
images of entire
sitting
hospital systems
in
being
reserve,
constructed.
waiting
Yes,
weeks
we knew it was
until
coming, but
they
we couldn't
can
yet
be
see
used.
it, feel its power.
We have
We
the
couldn't be
second
convinced
doses
to hunker down
sitting in
and take
reserve,
cover.
waiting
On January
weeks
20th,
until
samples
they can be used.
were confirmed by the CDC.
You are looking at images of where
Lying
the first
by
patient
Biden
confirmed with COVID-19
aims
in the
to
United
exceed
States was
100
treated,
million
transported on a
vaccines
special gurney in an isolation room.
in
This
100
robot
days.
being used to communicate with him.
Matod pa
How
sa
worried were
US
you? How sick
Surgeon
did he actually
General
become?
na si
Around
Dr.
the
Vivek
10th day or
Murthy.
so, he started developing
Surgeon General ni Trump.
oxygen requirements. He became more short of breath, he said it's harder to breathe, and we did a chest x-ray, and we saw
resign
the
ni Trump.
development of
So ni-resign
pneumonia.
sa taon to si
He
Jerome
was
Adams.
discharged after 2 weeks, but by February 26th, the United States reported 15 cases. And then President Trump tried to reassure
Japan
the country.
is determined
The 15
to
within a couple of
hold
days is going to be
the
down to close to
Tokyo
zero.
Olympics this
spreading.
summer,
It's going to
July,
spread maybe
August,
within communities.
despite
That's
cancellation.
expectation. Does that worry you? Because that seems to be what worries the
No,
American
because
people.
we're ready for it. It is what
Sa
it is.
laing
We're ready
bahin
for
ang
it.
movie
We're really
nga No
prepared.
Time to Die,
We weren't
the new
prepared. Not by
James
a long
Bond
shot.
film is
15
delayed
did not go to zero.
once.
About a year
Again.
later, 15 went to more than 24 million cases.
Just
The
set
worst
open
in
on
the
April
entire
2,
world.
but MGM
Make no
announced on
mistake,
Thursday
this did not need to
that
happen.
it would push
We had met the
action
enemy,
from
and it was us,
to October 8th.
starting with our
This
faulty
is the
tests.
third
It wasn't
time
working as
the
expected.
film has
March
been delayed.
1st, the CDC
since
had
the
officially counted
coronavirus
32
pandemic.
confirmed cases in the United
Originally,
States,
it was
but according to
set
some
open
estimates,
in North
there were
American
already
theaters
28,000 cases or
on
more
April
around the country,
10,
a nearly
2020
10,000-fold
last year.
difference right out of the gate. We had no warning signs before we saw the terrifying outbreaks in nursing homes and cases exploding in the Northeast. Hospitals were overrun, short on even the most basic personal protective equipment.
It's like we're going into a war with no protection.
But while healthcare
Oh,
workers were
namino na to
begging for
si
more masks,
Celestino
many in the
Sanchez.
public
Kumusta naman
refused to wear
imong
them.
sister?
We're not anti-mask. We're not for masks. We're for
Sino?
choice.
March 16th, for the first time,
Celestino
nearly
Sanchez,
2
kumusta
months
na
after the
imong
first
sister,
patient
Pino?
was diagnosed, more of the country
sige,
started to worry.
We've made the decision to further toughen the guidelines and blunt
Susan
infection
Alinsunurin,
But a
disturbing
theme
kayo
also started to emerge.
kay
Personal
naay lain
liberty
na reporter.
over
Ha?
protective
Naay lain
stability.
reporter? Kung sabot.
We didn't shut down early enough or long enough. One
Uy,
study found
sorry.
that shutting down
Huwag
just
mong
2
magsulti na
weeks
ko na,
earlier,
uy.
and we could have prevented 84%
Ayun ako,
of the
mamute
deaths.
ni.
Nearly every step of the
Sorry. Ako kabasa, wako sa pagkasulti ninyo. Pagkasulti ulit. Namisapaw. Ni Alvarazin, Celestino Sanchez, nag-play ang YouTube sa yung background ni Labaw sa imong voice. So sorry kayo. So klaro niya akong mag-monitor. Okay, na. Okay. Anyway, sorry, anyway, so before ko mo yeah, I would just like to inform you. Right now, I have six COVID patients. Ang usa last week man to, so naka-recover na. Ang duha day last week. So karon at tonight na ko'y additional nga COVID patient na sa side. Ang nitabuan ng patient tonight, actually, sister ni siya sa one of my patients sometime in, I think, November last year or October last year. So karon ang sister maoy na COVID na sa, you know, sense of smell o nawa. Ano pa rin sa so ito din silang COVID patients na ko last week and this week. Anyway, so ang usa was okay, ito ni na katong teacher akong na-mention last week. Okay na siya, naka-recover na, may na siya. So ang kuan ang usa katong friend of the billionaire in Cebu naka-recover sa to. That was last week, and then early this week, Monday or Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday, usa ka government official na tulo ka buok doktor na official nga tulo ka buok doktor unya ngayang relatives nga na siya pa-hospital na siya ayon sa waton ko niya ugma. That was yesterday. So wala ko kakuan yesterday para ba akong imagination was naka-recover na magud siya. Ngayang sense of smell, sense of taste na recover. COVID dito. And then also early this week usa sa atong listener diri iyang anak, iyang daughter o basta 3 in the family. Ang daughter mo na positive na gyud sa COVID, ang 2 others in the family under monitoring pero ning inom na lang po si humanity ano mo eksperimento pa magbuhat mga grabihan ka hospital pero now between 750,000 to 1 million per week ana ka man hospital so pagkadaan 100,000 na daan imong one day. So naka-recover na ang daughter sa one of our listeners kunya two other members sa family under monitoring wa pa ma-test pero i-test na sila next week pero nakuha na, nakainom na so bahalag ma-positive sila nakya po yung remnants sa virus RNA but no longer infectious. Nagya po na siya, nagya po remnants but no longer infectious. But the daughter kainom na to is now in isolation sa Osaka City and usa mag isolation di man pasudlan og kuan humanity EVX pero magkapadakag soft drinks kapadakag orange juice di ka kapadag humanity EVX so may diferensya na. So ang atong listener diri ning sign siya o waiver akong paimanig humanity niya ako'y bahala sa mitabo sa anak pero wala kainom naman starting early early this week kainom naman so uptake na Census niya. So ang karon tonight, karon pag yun, actually nagpadag delivery mga almost 10 p.m. na. 10 p.m. na. Dawat nila mga 30 minutes later. So ako ginaim na ng 3 bottles tonight, ha. Okay. Now musalig sila kay ang iyang igsoon, brother niya last October was one of my patients. So mura pag within the family, nakuha na sila, na confidence. Happy na sila. Okay. So, pasalamat ko ng report ang father karon. She's now doing well because of Humanity TV. Salamat kay Dain, sir. Okay, so basta katong government official istorya mig hapon on the other night, yun siya mo testimony gyud ko. In fact, nani siya testimonyhan nga usa ka researcher sa University of Philippines nag-research og dengue na nag-research about dengue. Nag-istorya may ko dengue o COVID niya ako, sir. Okay, now some implications ani. Well, nara ninyo na by harm nga moinom aning Humanity AVX. Now again, don't believe me because I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, don't believe me, but Humanity AVX is the cure for dengue and I've proven it for over 100 patients already. So don't believe that statement. I'm magtuon ako. Okay, and of course nakoy dengue patients na 1, 2, 3, 4 ako'y 4 ka dengue patients. Ang usa ni 4, 5 na gawas na sa hospital. Ang usa, ang upat gahapon pa man sila nakainom. So I hope after 2 days magawas na sa hospital. And sa kalupos patients, so, last night pa sa ito nakakuan, I don't know kung nainom ba last night dosage lupus patient. So I'm sharing this with you. Nga naman, kung yung advertise ko, ingon lang ko is, if I have saved some people from death, niya katong wa mo inom, namatay. So, asa mo inom o di mo inom mo Humanity AVX? The hope for humanity. The Humanity AVX anti-viral extract. Again, don't believe me, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist. Don't believe the statement I just made. Okay, diba? So, salamat sa iyong pag-uban ka na ko magkaigsunan. Okay. Salamat sa iyong pag-uban ka na ko. Kini si JT Benz sa The JT Benz Nightshow. Okay. This is JT Benz at the JT Benz Nightshow, and this is today is the 22nd of January 2021, and this is our episode number 68. So, salamat gid. Salamat na to. Just play ito eh. May bagong news na post dito. Ramona Dizon Feliciano of Dizon Copper Mines died yesterday morning, and her husband Susing, who followed her at dawn today, and duha, husband and wife. The virus came from one of the household staff. 7 out of 9 positive were present at the family Christmas dinner. One daughter and maid negative. One staff had fever before Christmas, so COVID was present before Christmas Day. Lahi po itong Chinese tagiya sa Choknat, ha, na nag-party sa restaurant kini sa balay gani. Susan became ill Christmas Day and rushed to the hospital on December 27. Wife Ramona taken to the hospital last January 3. Son Louis was also hospitalized. Both parents intubated and eventually died. All staff negative now. Son who lives out of Manila, now negative. Other family members, staff living outside, all negative. Lesson: seniors never went out. Suggest seniors to wear mask even at home when facing household members who go out. Ito lang yung problema ka ng household members. Mo ginang ayaw gid mo salig isag nasod sa balay mag mask nga sigig alcohol, sigig social distancing. Mga drivers, kaya mo siya tigawas good. So, manay kuyaw kay. Anyway, thank you sa pag-iuban ka na ko kini si G Defense sa atong Legitimate Night Show episode number 68, January 22, 2021. Thank you and good night. Bye. I hope sige patag streaming ha. Sige pa di. Bye-bye.